Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Closers, where we interview a top performing BDM in the property management space and learn how they are growing their business. Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us again for another Coffee with Closers. We have a fantastic top performer that I get to introduce to you today. His name is Luis Rodriguez, and he has been with Trident Management out of Miami, Florida for about a year now. And the reason why we brought on Luis is because he has fantastic energy and he has a great story that he is going to be sharing with us, but he listens and understands objections really well. He is closing HOA associations like a madman, but overall he is a great salesman. And if he gets you on the phone, he will charm you into signing the deal. So with no further ado, thank you, Luis, and I will let you take it from here.
Thank you, Drea. It's great to be here. I am always happy to talk with Rent Scale and love participating in ScaleClub. So thank you for having me. I've been around real estate ever since I was a kid. My family was in real estate. I grew up sitting in the lobby of a real estate office, putting together real estate books before there were electronic MLSs. So I don't mean to date myself or anything, but I knew that I wanted to be part of it. And for years, I was in the corporate real estate franchising sector, working for some amazing organizations, learned so much, and then real estate became and started transforming into what it is today. And I thought, my gosh, everyone and their brother has a license. And you know, the turnover in the real estate industry is above 80%. So think about that. More than 80% of everyone who obtains a real estate license in the US never renews it. They drop out. In Florida alone today, there are over 250,000 real estate licensees. You can't swing a cat without hitting a real estate licensee in Florida. And everybody is trying to get a deal, make a deal, steal a deal, disrupt the industry. And it's this madness. And I don't know about you, Drea, but every time that everyone else is doing something, I lose interest in it. I thought, you know, I don't want to do that. And as great as it is, as grateful as I am to the traditional real estate brokerage business, I saw a real need inside property management in Miami. I saw my counterparts that weren't showing up. They weren't showing up. There were people out there who were saying, gosh, I need help. And they would reach out to some of my competitors and they wouldn't bother returning a phone call. They wouldn't bother showing up when they said they were going to show up. And I thought, well, heck, I know how to show up. I can do that. And the rest is just learning the business. So I saw there was a real need for it. The market is hungry for it, both in property management, in investor, landlord property management, as well as in association management. And I haven't looked back. It's been a crazy fun ride. I looked on Indeed. I was working for another real estate franchisor. I'd been generating capital for another project, and I've been doing all these other things, and I just found it on Indeed. I wanted something different, and you know, for me as well as for a lot of people, pandemic downtime gives us time to look at things and really consider things. So I took advantage of that time because I get bored easily, and I found it, and it seemed, I said, oh, I can do that. And it was really different because they wanted, or the people who interviewed me wanted me to do a video cover letter, and I'd never done that. And when I looked at myself and I looked at the takes that I was doing for this video cover letter, I thought, who'd want to hire that guy? I thought, that guy, no. And I said, I'm just not having enough fun. I did the video cover letter. It helped me hold up a mirror to myself and help me reconnect with who I am, because I thought, that's not the guy that I am, the guy who was doing that video. And I just realized I wasn't having enough fun. So I changed that. Now I am. First, it wasn't like I was going into something I had no idea about. So I've been around real estate and I understood property management from a realtor point of view, from a general real estate point of view. So for me, it was, oh, I already have some knowledge of this. But what kind of really helped me, at least in my particular case, was that I had some direction from not only the team here at Trident, that's awesome about educating me, and they're really patient with my knucklehead questions, but I had specific direction from Rent Scale and ScaleClub. So I didn't know what I didn't know. And a lot of the people who were either in ScaleClubs, other BDMs who were doing what I do, I was hearing what their life is like what their typical day is like, how they address some of these issues, and what are truly objections versus stalls with them, what's real, what's not real. So for me, inundating myself and just kind of really becoming familiar with what my peers were dealing with was wonderful. These were all people who were doing this and are very competitive, but they weren't competitive with me. You see what I'm saying? They're in other markets, and a lot of them I steal from liberally, and I tell them I'm using that. That's really good, and I've gotten great ideas and have learned about things that are more in keeping with who I am versus trying to go out and be something I'm not as a salesperson. So there was such great depth and breadth of experience that helped me be able to be true to myself and perform. That's one of the things that I run into, not just on the property management side of it, but also on the association side of it. Oftentimes when I'm talking to a landlord, an investor, board member in associations, and then comes the litany of things that have happened. Either an agent dabbling in property management, well-intentioned, but kind of screwed things up, or someone that an association management company that got the contract prior to us and just sat and did nothing, or were negligent and had some really bad results happen at that community. So the amount of things that were going wrong and were being questioned and were needed to be remedied were huge. So the need was there. And I found that if I just shut up and let them talk and just ask them some questions and listen to their answers, I could get to the bottom of it. And in many cases, that's what they needed, because unfortunately in sales, traditionally, companies sell what they have, not what people are looking for. And that's a mistake. So I take advantage that our competitors are doing that all day long. You know, I didn't go to school to do this. If you would have asked me 2 years ago if I would be doing this, never would have thought about it. But it felt good when I started doing it. And I think that a lot of people are waiting for this nirvana to come upon them, where, oh, all of a sudden I am enlightened doing this. No, you know, it doesn't happen. You just chip away at it until you get the swing of it, is what I found. Few people have vocation for some particular role. They might have skills that support them, habits that support them, attitudes that support them, but you never know until you're actually doing this. And you never know until you really have to dig deep and find what you're capable of. And, you know, unfortunately, in some of those times, it's a difficult time. We're in a hot market. We're in a difficult market by a lot of people's standards. And you know what? The best sailors in the world were not tested on calm seas. So, hey, bring it on. If I can do business in this kind of market, I'm going to do business anywhere, because I've sold something since I was 18. Okay, something, you know. But so I have a pretty good sense of handling objections, and I'm very comfortable with it. But but the matter was what objections to deal with, and I didn't know what those were in this business. So going to ScaleClub, hearing what my peers are doing, really becoming oriented and educated on community association management and property management really helped me refine those sales skills and put them to use to help people in this sense of it, and really be able to hyper focus on what they're looking for and listening to their clues, because sometimes they don't even know. And we have to kind of help them understand what their priorities are, because I've gotten that comment, gosh, I hadn't really thought about that. I'm glad you asked me that. Let's talk about that for a little bit. Wow. I think that what I've observed with ScaleClub is that you get out of it what you put into it. I have found some people who were in ScaleClub when I started who have since withdrawn, and I found that they were looking for ScaleClub to solve all their issues, no matter what they were. And what I have found, and this is just my personal experience, is that first, I really have to define what I need help with and ask for it. Because I have found that when I say, gee, Kristen, Drea, Diego, whoever's I'm working with, this area is something that I'm struggling with a little bit, I get the help. I get the support. They point me to the resource to help with that. But if I'm expecting to sit in a class and then hope that they chance upon what I'm suffering from at some point, it ain't gonna work. So I really like that it's more of a consultative approach than a didactic approach. It's not everybody sitting down, oh, you do this and you'll be fine. No, it's every situation is a little bit different. And one of the things that ScaleClub is good about is saying, okay, where are you stuck? It's not a one size fits all, go through this program and be enlightened. I like that it's a made to order, tailored solution for my particular situation. Is it the one that do they give me a solution that knocks it out of the park every time? No, but they give me direction and I can try different things or not. I mean, I'll give you an example about some of the things that I'm trying that's new. After Sales Club are like YouTube advertising. What a great idea. I hadn't thought about that. And I hadn't done a video like that. So all of a sudden I'm doing videos. I'm having fun. They told me the script. They told me, follow this, film it this way, do it, put it here. Here's where you go to get pricing. Yay. That was wonderful. That's in keeping with me. And I love that. One of the Rent Scale members that I learned a lot was Richie. She does all these amazing videos, and I'm going to copy those liberally. Those are great ways to add value to what we do. And these are great reasons to pick up the phone. Oh, look, I remember you were telling me you were dealing with this particular situation. Here's a video that addresses that. Let me know what you think later. Click. You're not selling, you're providing help, you're providing real information that's valuable to them. And talk about a great way, a non-threatening way to build a relationship. Oh, it's amazing because I'll give you another, for instance, I belong to this networking group, really nice people. I like them all, but I was about to quit that networking group because I never got a lead from it in a year, not one. And I thought, well, this kind of stinks. You know, I like them, but so we have a group WhatsApp chat for this networking group. And I posted my YouTube video on it. All of a sudden I'm getting phone calls, I'm getting leads, I'm getting referrals just from that. I don't know what it was. I could speculate in 10 days to Sunday, but it was such a valuable contribution for me that I learned from ScaleClub. I guess the only thing that I would recommend is, first of all, sometimes when we have to learn something or adapt new behaviors, we really have to empty ourselves a little bit and realize I don't know it all. I don't want, when you're coming to ScaleClub or to Rent Scale, go into it with a nice degree of humility, because there's people that can give you some answers, not just who are working at Rent Scale, but your peers. And if you go at it with an attitude of aggressively, actively pursuing knowledge and pursuing the right truth for you, you're going to go far. If you come into it, knowing everything, you're going to struggle a little more.
The other thing I really would love to hear more about is your experience on this HOA side. I mean, I assume that you are doing single family and HOA. Do you want to tell us how that is going for you? Because you're a madman on the HOA side of things. Luis, tell us more.
We've been so blessed with that and really lucky because we have a solid reputation in that. So yes, we do individual property management for investors, landlords, accidental landlords, you name it. And we do a great job there, whether it's single doors or multi-unit, or it doesn't matter. We do very well there. What I didn't expect was the boom in association management. So I have always loved the sales process, and my boss said, you know what, it would help you to get your community association management license. So I said, okay, why not? So I went out and I started studying, and it became clear to me what associations are dealing with. And I love to talk to them to hear what particular manifestation they have in their particular association. So for instance, you've heard of the tragedy at Surfside in Champlain Towers. It's awful, just horrible what happened out there. And I wouldn't wish that on anyone, but it brought people's awareness to, gee, we may not have enough reserves to properly take care of our building or safely take care of our building. So all of a sudden we're getting inquiries from all over Southern Florida. Do you take care of associations with these types of problems? We say, absolutely. And we've been fixing seawalls, helping for 40-year recertifications. We've been helping them with roofs, with everything that association management entails. It's more helping build communities than single properties, and that's beautiful when it all comes together. When we're given a chance to do our job, to see the before and to see the after is just marvelous. It's just very rewarding to see a community that was afraid, wondering, disjointed, to a community that property values are going up, the people inside are happy to be living there, and it looks pretty darn nice too. And of course, all the stuff that's behind the scenes, the bookkeeping, the accounting, everything is transparent and they know where their money is. So that part of it was just the icing on the cake for me. I didn't really expect that to be as rewarding or as fruitful as it's been. I was really lucky not to have micromanaging bosses. I came in, first of all, the chemistry was pretty good. These are people who don't take themselves too seriously, who take their professionalism very seriously, but they're real people. They're fun to hang with. They're people that I would have a beer with if I could. I like them genuinely, but they are people who are very good in their respective divisions. We have 3 divisions: traditional real estate brokerage, property management, and association management, right? So each of the partners heads their little fiefdom there, and they're all consumed with providing great service to associations, great service to investors and landlords, and great service to real estate buyers and sellers. They do that, but they were tripping up and they were hating, then putting on the new hat and going into business development. And that's why they brought me on. That's why RentScale helped them in bringing me on. And they held my boss's hands from in the beginning of the process to bring someone like me on, and also in helping them know what kind of information that I need to operate effectively and efficiently. So what type of communication does Luis want or not want? RentScale helped them know that going into the equation. Also, it helped me be able to know what they thought was important. You know, what are some of the parameters for this kind of job? So in essence, they're really good at what they do, and they didn't want to be business development salespeople going forward, but I sure did, and I love it.
How about your top 3 lead converting sources? Like you guys you're having a great success on the single family side and the HOA side. Like what is your guys' top secret?
Well, one, I'd have to say, especially on the landlord and investor side of it, Google reviews. So all of our staff and managers and CAMs, they get rewards for having people generate reviews, you know, and again, these are genuine reviews. You know, these aren't under duress or anything like that. These are all people who are truly happy with this level of service that we've given, with our prices or whatever it is. But we probably have the highest, if not among the highest, reviews on Google, and that generates so much business for us. And that's also tied into the presence that we've built with our Google business page, with photos, with videos. We gave a face and an identity to our brand, and that's working, and people are responding to it really well. So that's a lot of fun. So number 1, reviews, Google, Yelp, whatever, work on those. Those will do you well if you do. The other thing, we went old school. And this was a RentScale suggestion that I kind of balked at initially, but I got to thinking about it, and I am not the master of the truth, you know, because there's other things, you know, again, I don't know what I don't know, but RentScale suggested, you know, have you ever thought about postcards? Postcards? Are you kidding me? You're talking about paper, about those annoying things that I get in the mail? Oh, you really want me to do that? And they're saying, you know, you might not discard it. We know people that it's working for. So I looked into it and found it. And especially on the HOA side, the results have been off the charts. We've probably gotten from postcard campaigns close to 24 leads, and of all of those, we've gotten about 5 associations that have closed, and I'm still getting cards from campaigns, and they look great, they're affordable, and nobody else is doing it. So I like that. The third ones that I've been working, and that I think we always have to work in sales, are referrals, past clients, past associations. And here's the weird one. Here's the one you're not going to expect: referrals from our competitors. Yeah, our competitors, you say, they give referrals. Well, yes, they do, Drea. What happens is that we have competitors here who are the 800-pound gorillas. You know, they're huge. They deal, you know, they won't touch anything if it's under 300 units. You know, it's a pittance to them. And we are glad to talk to them. So since we do have a good reputation, we do have good reviews, and they know we're not going to make them look bad. I sat down, had lunch with a BDM for one of our largest competitors. He said, "Oh, I'm glad to send you all the ones that are too small for us." And we get several leads every month from referrals, past clients, and our competitors sending, you know, who have already recommended us to those people. So our foot is in the door with them. I love that.
Yes, I appreciate that. Luis, thank you so much for providing us with so much value today. I am thankful for you. I am thankful to hear your stories and how successful you are being. And so we really appreciate you and just the fact that you are crushing it.
Thanks for having me, Drea. It's a pleasure chatting with you, and anyone who has a client in Miami, we're ready for them. We'll make you proud to be part of RentScale.
Luis Rodriguez, no doubt, has the energy for a business development manager. He had so much to share, and I hope you found your own little gold nuggets from this episode. But my favorite takeaways are, first one, Luis was not in property management before taking this job, but he found excitement in going into an industry that he felt needed help and an extra push. It is as simple as showing up and doing the right thing, and that is what he found with Trident Management. The second is ScaleClub has benefit to anyone wanting to be different and better at what they do. But we here at RentScale do not have a magic wand to make it happen for you. We provide you with the tools and the resources and the coaching and training, and it is up to you to make the most out of it. And the fact that Luis took the video creation seriously and also has one of his ScaleClub peers to follow in their footsteps of content creation, and when he posted one of those videos into the network that it has been dead silent for him for a year, with questions, referrals, conversations almost immediately, is what makes our jobs so much fun. We genuinely, in our hearts, want our Scale Clubbers to succeed, and we know what works when the hard work is applied. Number 3, with Scale Club, Luis does not have to feel micromanaged by his owners, which have other departments of the company that need their attention. And the beautiful part of Scale Club and RentScale allowed him the structure in order to learn how to do his job, the constant skill development, and it also provides the owners with reporting on how everything is going from our end. And Luis also shared his top secret lead sources. 3 of them I'm sure you have heard before, but one you may not have heard of is referrals from their competitors. So if you have not watched the whole episode, you might want to go watch it just for that part. But thank you for joining us for another Coffee with Closers. I am your host, Drea Hespin.